Hello again, Art 1 students. So now I have erased all of those extra pencil lines and I am ready to brighten up, finish up, darken up, layer up all the different shaded forms in watercolors so that you can see exactly how that process would be finished. Remember, this is the third layer. You definitely will be working in layers, possibly even more than 3 layers. Especially when you are first beginning with the medium. So I'm going to start by darkening my darkest area of my cube, simply because it's kind of the easiest place to start. So you'll notice that as I kind of lift up on my brush, the ends make their own sort of texture. I don't necessarily want that texture, so I'm just going to go back in each time I finish a layer and just kind of smooth it out. So now I'm just going to turn my paper so that I can kind of paint in the opposite direction now, because just like what we talked about with shading, you do want to make sure that you kind of fill in those gaps to make your shading as smooth as you can. And now, since I'm using a lot more pigment than I was before, first of all, my value is much darker. And then second of all, it does dry faster. And I can go over it a little more quickly because I have a higher saturation in terms of pigment. So notice I'm still leaving that reflected light lighter than the dark area, but it does get a little darker with each layer that I add. So that would be the darkest side of my cube completed. The shadow would probably get one more layer, possibly with a blue or maybe even a black on top. And now I'm just going to add a little more value to the side of the cube. Oh, lost the pencil shading. Or an eraser bit. Notice that I'm not going to let it necessarily completely touch that dark side, simply because I don't want to lose that crisp edge. So I'm just going to get it really nice and close to that edge, but not quite on it. And I know you probably can't see on the video, but I have left just enough of my pencil line on this edge so that I can see where the cube ends. So I'm not just randomly painting there. So then I'm going to darken the top just a smidge.